Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to go ahead and give this review over the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia. Let's go ahead and get into this because I have a lot that I want to say. All right, so Eva is having a baby shower. She's about to pop out baby number 3. Cynthia is throwing the baby shower for Eva at one of Eva's friends' house. I think her name is Nicole or Natalie. I can't remember. But the house that, her friend's house is very, very nice. The baby shower turned out to be nice looking, in my opinion. Sometimes these baby showers can kind of look, especially when you do a theme, it can kind of look cheesy. But it didn't look cheesy. I thought it was very, very cute. Nene arrives and says that she doesn't really know where Eva lives. She lives from box to box, or she moves from box to box to box. And while Nene is saying this, I'm thinking, Nene, you were the one who... Now, I will say this much. I did not watch a lot of last year's season. Kenya wasn't on, so I wasn't really fooling with Housewives like that. But I watched a few episodes, and I will see the clips that they post on Instagram. So I saw some stuff that was going on, but I cannot go into detail. But I do remember Eva pulling Nene out of Candy's restaurant, I think the grand opening, to discuss some things that were happening with her and her crazy ass baby daddy, Kevin McCall. So I think, Nene, you're trying to act like you don't know the ins and outs of probably what happened with Eva and the reason why she moved around so much before she bought her house. But girl, you know. You know what I want to say? Nene was on Watch What Happens Live with Marlo. And a caller asked who would she bring back to the show? An old person, whatever. And she said Kim Zolciak. Kim Zolciak, the same one who her and her daughter tried to make it seem as though you had rats, roaches, and bugs all in your goddamn house. That same little white bitch who was in the restroom supposed to be peeing, and she recording water bugs in your goddamn house and posted on the goddamn World Wide Web. And then at the reunion, you was ready to rip Kim goddamn head off her shoulders. That Kim Zolciak? That Kim Zolciak. Okay. Whatever, girl. That's your sister, girl. That's your sister. Nene in this olive branch. Girl, fuck your olive branch, okay? And fuck the tree it came from. Because this is what people need to realize. People need to realize that apologies do not work this way. And I think that we have been taught that when someone apologizes, that you're supposed to accept it and move on. I don't give a good goddamn if you apologize on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2 times on the next Monday, 10 times on that Tuesday, and 25 on Thursday. If I do not want to accept your apology, then I don't have to accept your apology. I don't give a good goddamn if you quote Martin Luther King. I don't have to accept your apology just because you give one. Period. And Nene's whole thing is she wants to do what she wants to do to people. She wants to say what she wants to say to people. She wants to call people's children buffaloes. She wants to send Portia nasty ass text messages. And then when she's over it, it's time to move on. Well, I'm over it, so let's move on. That's not how this works. That's not how it's going to work anymore. Just because you over something underneath you doesn't mean that everybody else is over it. And just because you send somebody a text message talking about Nipsey Hussle and whoever else, that don't mean shit to me either. Because Nipsey Hussle ain't got nothing to do with me and your relationship. Nothing at all, baby. Nothing. And Nipsey Hussle didn't have nothing to do with you calling my child a buffalo. Nothing. Nipsey Hussle didn't have nothing to do with you calling Portia a fat bitch and all types of stuff like that. Nothing. So you can send these messages over and over and over and over, how and ever. I don't have to accept shit that you're offering. Period. Anyways, I said, y'all see how Portia was cheesing all in Nene's face when they was talking about Kenya? I said, I see you, Portia, bitch. I see you, Portia. Kenya. Kenya all in her confessional talking about Tanya. I'm sure her plate isn't as full as mine. I have a husband. Do you, girl? Do you have a husband? Because from what I see, girl, it sounds like you got somebody who don't care about. We'll talk about that in a little bit. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So they play a game. The game, I'm not gonna lie, they played the sucking bottle game. Tanya, I'm not gonna lie, it was hilarious. She did this bitch over there putting on lipstick. Baby, she getting that bottle ready, girl. I bet you Tanya can suck a mean dick, bitch. Tanya, whatever her name is, I bet you she can suck a mean D-I-C-K. Shamia ends up winning because she bites a hole in the bottle. Girl, it was that serious? It was that serious for you to have to bite a hole? It was just a game, Shamia. Okay, whatever. Candy pulls Kenya and Tanya outside to talk. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. I don't think I'm sure she probably has, I just don't remember. I don't ever remember a time where Candy tried to mediate something, you know, like, let me pull y'all outside and have a conversation. I'm going to say this much. And maybe it's just me. I don't understand this whole let's put everything aside for charity. I didn't understand it when they wanted Kenya to do it for Nene. And I don't understand, excuse me, now that Kenya wants to put everything aside to get Paul there. I'm going to say this is as nice as I can. I don't give a damn what charity is for. Kenya, you just brought a bitch onto the scene that could possibly be Paul's side chick. And now you want somebody to put it to the side just for charity? Girl, fuck your charity, girl. I don't give a damn what was going on or what y'all was doing. Girl, you just tried to cause chaos and confusion inside of my home. So no, I'm not coming. Just like Nene and Kenya. I didn't understand why they wanted Kenya to put everything aside to invite Nene. I don't fuck with her like that. I don't want her to come. Period. Now, I also thought it was wrong that Kenya invited Greg like Greg. Nene, Kenya, you can't do that because the same way you feel as though people, you know, you a ride or die, you a team, then Greg and Nene, they're a team too. So I don't get this whole let's put everything aside for charity. Like, no, I'm not. Especially when you're doing something that can cause disruption within my space, within our home. Do I think that cookie lady was lying? No. Do I think that Paul was lying? Yes. And the reason why I think that Paul was lying was because Tanya's story changed like 3 times. First, it was Paul don't know that lady. Then it was Paul barely know that lady. Then it was, oh yeah, Paul do remember her. He was out one night with his homeboys and he was playing the wingman and he was trying to get all the single girls with the single guys. So and they was buying drinks for everybody. Tanya, your story changed 3 times. So your nigga was up to no good. How and ever. That don't have nothing to do with Kenya putting her business into some shit that she really shouldn't even want to be involved in, especially when we see the shit that's going on with your nigga. You see what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that anyways, but it make it look even worse, Kenya, because we can see the shit that's going on within your marriage. So you would think that even if you think it's true, even if you think Paul is trifling, you should be like, bitch, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not bringing no lady into no goddamn restaurant to try to have a conversation with you. Anyway, child. Candy is auditioning for The Chi. She's auditioning for a lesbian role. They say that Candy gives masculine energy. I've never really gotten that from Candy. Maybe so. Maybe I don't pay attention to her. She starts to talk about, you know, the baby is coming in, I guess, a couple of months. And, you know, if she gets the part, it'll be around the same time. She'll have to shoot for the show around the same time that her baby is arriving. Her and Todd are bumping heads. The reason y'all are bumping heads is because Candy knows that Todd doesn't know what the fuck he's doing when it comes to business. Let's just go ahead and put it out there. Todd got lucky with OLG. He got lucky. He got lucky with OLG, and now he's thinking that he is this, he has an eye for all things restaurants. Like you want to open up an OLJ, like a Mexican restaurant, which I think is dumb as hell. Because if I walked into a Mexican restaurant and I see Keisha and Deborah and Betty and Trey in the kitchen, I'm going to be looking like, what the fuck? And they back there using the same seasoning and salts that they use on oxtails and pork chops for some goddamn tamales and goddamn fajitas. It ain't no different than if I walked into, and this might sound ignorant, it ain't no different than if I walked into an Asian restaurant and saw some Hispanics or some black. Girl, what? So I think that the reason why Candy and Todd are bumping heads on business is because Candy knows in her heart of hearts that Todd really doesn't know what he's doing. He's going around Atlanta buying buildings that are just sitting there, not using the space, just has a building. So that's why they're bumping heads. But Candy also doesn't want to overstep because that's her husband and he's the head of household and I got to make him feel like a man even though I know he fucking up the money. That's how I see it. Todd and Candy having issues because Candy know that Todd don't know what the hell he doing when it comes to business. And that's what it is. Let me tell y'all something. This review might be all over the place because there's a lot of stuff I want to address, and when it pops in my head, I feel like I have to mention it. I was going back and forth with somebody on Instagram last night. It was probably one of y'all bitches. Okay. Candy, Cynthia, and Kenya. Are they in some type of alliance? I mean, I guess. I think I would be in an alliance with my friends. The same way that Marlo and Nene are probably in an alliance. The same way that Tanya and Portia are probably in an alliance. Yeah, Candy, Cynthia, and Kenya may be in an alliance because, one, they're friends. I think what it is for a lot of y'all is that y'all don't like the fact that Kenya actually has friends. And so y'all start this whole Candy don't ever call Kenya out on her shit. Candy has called Kenya out on her shit before. Y'all just saw it this season when she almost ripped Kenya's head off because y'all swore up and down that Kenya almost ruined Cynthia's surprise engagement that she knew about. So Candy has called Kenya out. But I think that y'all expect just like Marlo. Marlo says she doesn't call Nene out in front of people. She does it in private. So maybe that's what Cynthia and Candy and Kenya, maybe that's what they do. I think that in order for y'all to feel comfortable with their friendship, you want Candy and Cynthia to always call Kenya to the carpet to make you feel comfortable with their friendship. Their friendship has nothing to do with us. Period. And I don't know how you and your friends work, but there is a chance that they probably know, bitch, I know how this reality TV shit work. I know I can't always just be calling Kenya out. And look how her husband always called her out. And y'all see how that's going. I just want to say that. Oh, girl, here we go, girl. All right. So Cynthia and Kenya are talking. All right. Kenya says we don't argue well either. She avoids confrontation with Mark because she just really doesn't know how it's going to go. All right. So listen, y'all. I think that people think that because Kenya is going through something within her own marriage, that she doesn't have a license to give advice on other people's relationships. And I just think that's false. When you look at the stuff that Kenya has been telling Cynthia, like, girl, when she went over to Cynthia's house, when they were trying to make up another closet or some closet space for Mike in Cynthia's home, and Kenya was telling her, girl, don't rush it, girl, look at me, look how it turned out. When Kenya is telling Cynthia things, I don't think it's coming from a malicious spot. I think she's telling her out of experience. And girl, these are the things you may want to look at. So when she tells her, girl, you may want to assess your relationship on your own accord. Hold up. And not just sit back and think that everything is roses. I'm paraphrasing. Because you can sit here and say that, oh, my man is a good man, he's a good father, but in all actuality, let's just keep it 100. You may not like Kenya, but does a good man really cheat on both of his wives? Take Kenya out of it. Does a good man cheat on both of his wives? And then say, I didn't even love them hoes. He ain't say that. You know, I gotta put a little extra on it. So all I'm saying is, I think that the things that Kenya are bringing to Cynthia's attention are things that need to be brought up. Like, girl, you can sit here and try to sweep everything under the rug, but girl, you know it's a problem, Cynthia. That's why you're so nervous about Mike putting all of his business out in that book and speaking so candidly about his infidelities in his past 2 marriages. So when Kenya brings it up, it's a good point. Girl, look at me in my situation. Look at me in my situation. Now I'm tied down to this nigga. Gonna have to go get lawyers and all types of shit to get a divorce. When you may just want to sit back and say, hey, okay, is this what I really want to do? It's almost like telling a crackhead can't tell you not to do crack, when that's really the best person to be telling you not to do crack. So if Kenya, as someone who's going through something through a marriage, if she is the one to tell you, hey girl, you may want to look at this, and this, because look at me, she may be one of the best people to tell someone or give advice in this type of situation. Just like someone addicted to drugs would be the best person to tell you, hey girl, you might want to put that pipe down, girl, because this ain't the life you want. So I think a lot of people looked at Kenya like, oh, she just being negative. Why would you listen to her? Because she's going through it. That's why you would listen to her. And because somebody needs to tell Cynthia, girl, you can sit here and scream all day long that your man is a good man, but girl, he did shit on his last 2 wives, the ones who he took vows before God. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I think that sometimes this is what people, like, I will be the first one to say, I have my biases, right? But I also still try and be honest. But I think that sometimes with y'all, because some of y'all have said this, I think sometimes with y'all, because I don't agree with the stuff that y'all say about Kenya, it means I'm being biased. No. I think that Kenya should have got her ass whooped when she brought that cookie lady to that restaurant, period. I don't think Kenya ruined Cynthia's engagement. Kenya didn't even know Mike was proposing. Candy didn't even know Mike was proposing. No one knew Mike was proposing, supposedly, right? I don't think Kenya was wrong. I don't think Kenya was wrong for cussing out Tanya. I think she was wrong for bringing that bitch to that goddamn restaurant, though. So I think sometimes because we don't agree on certain things that Kenya may or may not be wrong on, y'all say I'm being biased when I just don't see it the way y'all see it. And y'all don't see it the way I see it. But anyway, y'all. Cynthia says that Mike, she was saying how in the last 3 years that, she asked Kenya, did she see some signs? And she basically saw the signs, but she was told Cynthia that, girl, I couldn't even tell you because you would be mortified at the things that I told you. And I think that for the most part, all of us see signs, we just ignore them. Because especially, I feel like when you... Cynthia says Mike will apologize. Kenya says, well, I'm not trying to compare the two. So Cynthia was the one who said, well, girl, Mike will apologize. And then Kenya was like, well, no, I'm not trying to compare the two. Then that's when Cynthia says Mike is a good man, a good dad. He's great with me. And then that's when Kenya says, does a good man cheat multiple times? Cynthia says no. And then that's when she said, I'm taking Mike off of the table. And that's when she basically breaks it down. Like, girl, you may want to look at this and look at it for what it is and not for what you want it to be. Because what it is you're getting involved with someone, and this is not what she said, but this is what I've seen. You're getting involved with someone who has a history of cheating. He works in a male-dominated field, sports, and he says he can't find any male friends to bond with, to build a friendship with. All of his friends are females. Okay. He's very defensive when you try to bring up things and be honest with him. So I'm just saying those are things, Cynthia, that you may want to look at, sweetie. And just like me and my sister said, girl, I could see Mike and Cynthia getting married, and within a year tops, girl, Mike out here slinging dick all around LA still. Let me tell y'all something. Kenya ain't changed. Kenya ain't changed. She's still the same person. Did your man change when he had kids? Or he's still the same trifling piece of shit? I'm just saying. Did Mike change when he had kids? Or did he continue to cheat on his wives? Did Snoop change when he had kids? Because just the other day, he was online calling somebody a funky-faced dog bitch. Y'all want Kenya to change after she had kids, but y'all niggas ain't changed. Some of y'all ain't changed. So why Kenya got to change after she have a baby? Having a baby is not a conversion, girl. You had a baby, that's it. You add one more title to the other titles that you have. So you may be an entrepreneur. You may be all of these things. Now you can add mother. But y'all need to stop. Kenya ain't changed. She's still the same. She might still be the same person. She just like your nigga. Still the same motherfucker, okay? Who ain't changed. Shit. Nene is talking to Wendy Williams. Nene say her and Wendy been friends for 13 years. Girl, you have not been friends with Wendy for 13 years, girl. Wendy just started fucking with your ass when she found out her husband was an ain't shit nigga. Girl, you used to go to Wendy's couch and tell your business. That's it. You and Wendy were not friends, but girl, that's what you want to say. That's what you want to say, girl. I thought it was funny as hell when Wendy was digging. Wendy was like, I heard Candy and Todd don't get along. I said, yes, ma'am, you better get this information firsthand. Wendy did say that ever since she started building these relationships with some of these celebrities, that now she can get tea firsthand. And then she mentioned portion out with her man. I was like, come on. Yes, man. Wendy said, I'm gonna get this tea so I can go right back to that purple train tomorrow and tell everybody everything I just found out. Nene says that Wendy makes a comment about the beautiful face is money well spent, and Nene says, girl, you wish I would have touched my face. Now, if that don't show y'all that Nene is a goddamn liar, I don't know what does. So Nene, you ain't never touched your face? Nene, you ain't never had no work done to your face? You ain't never had nothing done to your face? Okay. Cynthia's getting, I don't know why this irritated my soul. This is when I realized that I'm probably not going to have a partner, which is fine. I'm probably going to be single for the rest of my life, which, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But Cynthia is sitting down getting her makeup done. Mike is just standing by the kitchen. Cynthia stops to go fix him something to eat. What? Why his big grown ass, who's standing right here, can't fix his ass nothing to eat? You're busy. You're trying to get dressed. He goes to the refrigerator, gets the salad, and said, oh, this what you about to fix me? Open up the salad, post some grass. Like, I was like, this shit is so weird. Like, I hate to say it, but I'm not going to say everybody, But I see that a lot of people try to fit into these roles of what a wife and I have to take care of my like. It's one thing if I'm already in the kitchen, if I'm already cooking, but you want me to stop what I'm doing to go over here and rip some plastic off of a salad when you can just go in there and do it your damn self. And then you're going to be complaining when I'm running late or I'm taking too long to get dressed because I just had to stop what I was doing to feed your big able-bodied ass. I was so irritated with that. Anyway, child. So, ooh, girl, here we go. Kenya and Mark. Girl. I don't like Mark. I don't like Mark at all. I think Mark is a piece of shit. I think he's a narcissist. I was having a conversation with my sister, and I think Mark hates women. Not like sexuality, like he's misogynistic. I think that he thinks that women are here just for a couple of things. Fuck, feed me, and dress me. Kind of like a Donald Trump. Like how they appreciate a woman's body as what they can use it for. But he really doesn't like women. Kenya goes out to find him something to wear for the gala, the event they're having. The charity event they're having. And baby, that bitch walks in with Gucci bags and Gucci ties and all types of shit. I saw this bitch done spend some money. Because I know that tie that he had on was every bit of $250. Okay? That's the first thing. He's just not appreciative at all. Like, this girl has went out, even if she is your wife, she's went out to find you something to wear. You're complaining the whole time. You have something to say the entire time. If you was gonna have something to say, why the fuck you didn't go get your own shit? If you're not gonna appreciate the fact that I went out and then had to bring all these bags back inside of this house, and you complain the entire time, oh, that's too flashy, that's too this. Well, why the fuck you didn't get it your damn self? Because you knew this charity event was coming up. You knew you needed something to wear. And if you wasn't going to like what I picked out, then why would you tell me you need me to go pick you something out? I don't like Mark. I don't like Mark because just like me and my sister said, Mark, baby, I don't know what Kenya gonna do. I'm gonna say this much. Kenya can handle her own. Kenya can handle her own. She gonna have hell with Nene at that reunion. Because Nene gonna throw every dagger at her relationship, her marriage. And the thing that pisses me off the most is that Mark is helping these women who Kenya don't get along with. He's giving them the gun and the bullets to use against his own goddamn wife. Like, at this point, bitch, who needs enemy when you sleeping with the enemy, girl? Like, I just don't like Mark. I don't like how he does Kenya. I don't give a damn who it was. Y'all know I just started fucking with Portia this season. And how many times have y'all heard me say, Portia, leave Dennis? Cause like, I don't give a fuck who it is. I don't give a fuck if it was Nene, if it was goddamn Kenya, Portia, whoever. I don't want to see nobody, especially a woman going through no shit like that with no goddamn nigga. I have to say that on my own. Portia, leave that nigga. He ain't no good. Oh, y'all, I want love. Fuck that love shit. Y'all gonna have Portia around here in the goddamn clinic. Them hoes live in Atlanta. And Dennis around her cheating on her while she pregnant, after she pregnant again. So I don't get when people, they love that, oh, this is Kenya's karma. So you think Kenya took vows in front of God, before God, in front of close family and friends, and this is what God chose to be her karma? So what was your karma? Let's talk about that. What was your karma when your man cheated on you and disrespected you and fucked your homegirl? Why was that Portia's karma when her man cheated on her while she was pregnant, after she was pregnant, and embarrassed her again about a month and a half ago when he was at Waffle House with 3 or 4 bitches at 4 o'clock in the morning? Well, what was her karma? Why did she receive that karma? What was Jeannie's karma when she got divorced from Greg? Huh? Okay. I'm just trying to make sure I got this right. That's her karma. That's her karma. Was your man cheating on you your karma? Was your man disrespecting you your karma? Okay. Y'all sitting here living it up and loving the fact that Kenya's husband ain't shit. So then you sitting here celebrating and happy that Kenya is going through stuff in her relationship. Baby, watch what's going to happen to yours. Watch what's going to happen to yours. Anyways, child, he's over talking to her. Basically, Mark doesn't think that anything Kenya has to say is of importance. He doesn't care. Because as you can see, anytime Kenya speaks, he overtalks her. He does not listen. He just doesn't care. And again, I hate to be one of those people who was like, he don't like her because, girl, at one point, girl, Cordell, who was sucking dick in the park allegedly, girl, he ain't like Portia. That's why Portia found out her husband was divorcing her on Twitter. It's the reason why people get divorces every day. The people not getting divorces because they still like each other. Okay, that's the first thing. So stop acting like Kenya and Mark probably not liking or not loving or fell out of love with Kenya. That's just the first time that ever happened. Is that the first time that ever happened? Because maybe I'm behind. So Kenya is trying to go over things about the charity event. Mark is another Todd nigga. Okay, you don't know what you're doing, Mark. You don't, because you cannot. This is just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. You cannot be charging people $250 per seat, from what I understand, for this charity event, and then turn around and not want to have any type of structure to it. I just want it to be organic. It can be organic, but people like Nini say, I want to be organic, but it can be organic, but there still need to be some structure. There still need to be some type of flow, right? You just have people just randomly getting up there speaking. So I can tell that you really don't know what you're doing. That's why Kenya really got everything together. That's another Todd nigga. You don't know what you're doing, but you want to act like you know what you're doing, but you really have bitten off more than what you can swallow. Kenya, here we go with this table stuff. Kenya mentioned the table, the arrangements, the seating arrangements, and not Paul. What's his nigga name? Mark. Mark is the one who basically, we got this under control. They're gonna have to be scattered out. Pretty much, that's what he said. It is what it is. Okay. Kenya tried to get it under control. I know my friends. So remember this when we talk about these seating arrangements later on. Kenya says she's going to go get dressed. Mark says, before me? Bitch, what you mean before you? Yes, before you. It's probably going to take Kenya a few hours to get ready. Nigga, all you got to do is go in there and wash your goddamn balls and throw some goddamn S-curl juice on your head. And then you done. You done. You didn't pick out your clothes. You fussing about the clothes. Now you mad because Kenya's about to go get dressed. Yes, because she has a lot to do. I do not like Mark. I do not. Let me tell y'all something. We can all sit here and say Mark is fine, but on some real, this is some real shit. Ain't nobody that fine to be dealing with no shit from no nigga like that. I don't give a fuck if it was Barack Obama, whoever it was, Pat Poose, Prince Harry, all my top 4 and 5. You hear me? They ain't that fine. Not to be disrespected like that. Anyways. So Mark arrives. He doesn't speak to Mike or Cynthia. Now, Cynthia was saying on the after show that basically they were there for about 20 minutes before Mark decided to make his way back around. I don't know, because I was like, okay, well, maybe, because I've done this, I do this sometimes too. If I see people in conversation, I'll just keep walking. And then once I see you're done having your conversation, I will make my way back around. So I'm trying to give Mark the benefit of the doubt with this situation. Maybe because when he walked in, he saw Mike and Cynthia in a conversation with someone, and he didn't want to be rude. So I'm thinking that's probably it. But it don't take no 20 minutes to come back around. If it did take you 20 minutes, like Cynthia said. So I think, Mark, you're just an asshole. I put Eva looks like a first lady, but I mean, I guess we can't expect too much out of Eva. She about to pop that baby out at any second. Kenya arrives looking absolutely gorgeous. When doesn't she? Marlo arrives. Now, this is where I get confused. Okay, Kenya mentioned earlier about Tanya. Tanya, you can't sit right there. See, this is the thing I think people need to realize. And let me go ahead and say this before we go any further. Because I've been saying this online too. You can sit here and say Kenya got fucked up ways and all types of shit. But when it comes to her relationship, when it comes to her trying to fulfill her wife duties, in quotation, whatever the fuck that means, when it comes to her trying to be a wife, what has Kenya done? I'm not talking about nothing with her and Marlo, nothing. I'm talking about with her and Mark. What have we seen Kenya do that will show us that Kenya is not trying to be wife of the goddamn decade? Okay? Kenya does not talk back. Okay? She fixes this nigga food. She runs around the kitchen trying to scramble up shit to cook. She goes out and gets this nigga clothes. She does his airline tickets. Remember, she said that before. So it's like, what has Kenya done to show you that she's really actually a good wife? She does the things that I guess y'all say that wives do. Cook, clean, fuck, and all that shit. Basically a mama. So when people say things like, oh, she's not no amazing wife. She isn't? She isn't? Okay. Based on what? Based on what have you seen that will show? Tell me, what have you seen that shows me that Kenya is not an amazing wife? If anything, the bitch bending over backwards to please that sorry ass nigga. And he's not doing the same. Now we can see where he's not an amazing husband. People like Mark don't need to be married. Because again, people like Mark only look at women as one thing, like a piece of meat. Like, you're here to take care of me. You're basically my mama who I'm fucking. Anyways, child. So Marlo arrives. Marlo walks to the front. You come late. It's already started. You walk to the front. Kenya says you're sitting right here. Now, I want people to realize this, okay? For what I understand, tell me if I'm wrong. Mark already said that the seating arrangements, it was only 8 people to a table. So I don't think that Kenya knew that Marlo was bringing her nephews, which I don't think is a problem because it's about little black boys, right? But if you already have a seat, you already have one table. Let's just go down the list, okay? One table. They say it's 8 people at a table. You have Tanya, Portia, Eva. I'm sorry, let's start over. Tanya, Portia, Dennis, Eva, Mike, Cynthia, Mike. It's 2 Mikes, right? Then you still have to bring Candy, Todd, Greg, Nene, Marlo, and then her 2 guests, that's 14. So people gonna be spread out. And Kenya has already tried to have a conversation with her husband about the seating arrangements and how she know these girls are gonna act crazy. She mentioned that to Mark. So now Kenya is put in this situation where I'm just trying to please my husband. Because I don't want to make no deal about it. He already told me to shut the fuck up about these seating arrangements, so I'm shutting the fuck up. Marlo, you sit right here, girl. That's all I got for you. Did it make Kenya look bad because it looked like she was coming for some little boys? It did. But when you look at what the fuck is going on, Kenya is only doing what her husband requested her to do, right? Which was basically, we got the seating arrangements under control. Girl, you got to sit right here. And the truth of the matter is, you brought 2 extra people that we didn't even know that you were bringing, even if they are little boys. You brought 2 extra bodies that we did not expect. So now you want us to stop in the middle of what's going on to try to make sure that you and your nephews can sit close to her. Girl, take your ass to the back and sit down. We in the middle of some shit. What you expect us to do? So now you causing this big ass scene. You walking out. Now Cynthia walking out. Now Portia walking out. Now Eva walking out. So Kenya had every fucking right to be frustrated. Yes, was she pissed off at her husband too? Yes, she was. But would I also be pissed off at Marlo? Yes, I would. Because bitch, you doing too much. You doing too much. You walking in here late, coming in with 2 extra bodies. People up here already speaking. You trying to sit where you want to sit. I'm trying to tell you to sit right here, girl. And now you causing this big ass scene. That's how I look at it. Marlo says, I don't want to sit with people I know. Again, that's why Kenya tried to tell her husband earlier, I know how this shit is gonna work. You should let me handle the seating arrangement. Okay. So, Mark, look, I don't know if they edit this to make it seem as though Mark hated being married to Kenya, or because you know how sometimes these people ask questions and they use a different answer for the question. Because the way that the reporter or whoever, the interviewer, asked Mark was like, I see you on TV now. How do you like it being married? So it kind of seemed to me like he was answering the question about being on TV, like everybody knows I hate it. So I'm going to give Mark a pass for right now and say that he didn't say that he hated his marriage right then and there. I think that his answer probably was for him saying that he hated being on TV, and they tried to flip it like, oh, I hate being married. But they filed for divorce the next day. So I don't know. Like, I'm hoping that Mark wouldn't be that fucking disrespectful. But again, look who we talking about. So maybe he is. Nene starts to talk about some agreement in the confessional. You know, her and Mark, I never see them lovey-dovey. Maybe it's an agreement. Girl, y'all love trying to put out there that Kenya can't get a man. Even if y'all think Kenya is crazy and psychotic, just based off Kenya's looks, the way she looks, Kenya can get a goddamn man. Even if it's only just based on her looks. Like Portia. Portia would never have a problem just getting a man. Okay? So I'm not exactly sure why Nene and Marlo, like on Watch What Happens Live, oh, she can't keep a man, not even a rich one, or she can't even get a poor one. Like, Marlo, you worried about Kenya in some agreement that she supposedly got? What fucking agreements do you got with these white men who you be fucking? Huh? What agreement did you have with that white man who you brought on the show last year when Dime Peace was at that table at that dinner drunker than a Cooter Brown when Eva said she didn't know who the fuck she was? What was your arrangement with that white man? Nene, what was your arrangement with Greg when you got with his old ass when you used to be a stripper whore, huh? What was your agreement, girl? What was your agreement with Greg? Now Greg walking around here with a half a limp, holding on the goddamn railings, and you want to have an open relationship because that nigga got old and that ain't who you really want climbing on top of you. Bitch, I know what you're trying to do. What the fuck was Portia's and Cordell's arrangement when they got married, huh? All y'all trying to make it seem as though Kenya got some type of arrangement or agreement. Let's talk about your agreements and your arrangements. Mark don't like the cameras. I don't give a fuck what Mark like. Because at the end of the day, just like I was telling my sister, Mark, you knew exactly, even if you never seen an episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta in your life, before you even proposed to Kenya, you knew exactly who Kenya was and you knew exactly what she did. So either you need to ship up or ship the fuck out. And for what it sounds like, it sounds like you're shipping out. But you knew what Kenya was doing. So my whole thing is, you cannot come into someone. I hate niggas who do shit like this. You meet a woman, and then all of a sudden you want her to change for you. That's why I think it was so hard not to get off to go too far left. God said too far left. Too far left. Not to go too far left. That's why I think that people were so pissed off at Prince Harry for protecting and honoring his wife and dropping stuff for his wife. Because people are not used to men basically giving up a life for a woman. Women do it all the time for men. Women will give up their careers, fuck their bodies up to have these goddamn babies. Women give up a lot for a man. And men never really do it in return. But it's like, Mark, you don't like being on film. We get it. I understand it. But you should have known before you ran into the room and told her, girl, I guess it's your lucky day you marrying me. However Kenya said that nigga did it. You should have known that this was what was going on. And now you're mad. And now you want to be an asshole. They're too invasive. They're doing their job. You mad because Kenya walking around with security. Well, Mark, you know what the problem is, Mark? Let me tell you something, nigga. What the fucking problem is your wife does not feel protected with you. That's why she has security walking around with her, because she know her husband ain't gonna do shit. That's why. Because ain't nobody else there with security. Everybody is with their men, and everybody feels protected with their men, except for Kenya Moore. So that's why she has security walking with her and walking beside her, because she know her husband not gonna protect her if some shit pop off. Right? Now is it a little dramatic? Because let's just be honest, ain't nobody on this goddamn show on no A-list stardom like Beyonce and Jay-Z, where Beyonce and Jay-Z both need security when they walk out. You see what I'm saying? So is it that serious to the point where Kenya just needs security walking around? I mean, I wouldn't think so, but at the end of the day, the truth of the matter is you're mad because security is following her around. Well, nigga, you're not gonna do shit if some shit pop off. I feel bad for Kenya. My sister, it got so bad when we was watching it. My sister, who is not an emotional person, who does not cry, baby, she was almost in tears. She was like, I'm about to cry. Like, I don't think anybody deserves to be treated that way. Nobody. I don't give a damn if I fuck with you or not. I have always been of the mindset, if you with a sorry nigga, leave that nigga. I don't give a fuck if I like you or not. You don't have no business being with somebody who does not respect you. And Kenya does not deserve this. I don't give a good goddamn what issues and problems she have with other ladies on the cast. She does not deserve this. She always disrespecting other people's marriages. Kenya ain't did no more disrespectful shit than the other motherfuckers done did. Nene was flirting right with Peter. Y'all don't remember that? Y'all remember Nene flirting with Peter? Oh my God, she disrespected Kim Phil's husband. No, they all disrespected Kim Phil's husband. That's why Andy got all their asses together at their reunion that year. Like, cut it out. Y'all trying to act like the shit that Kenya does, she just like, she disrespected Apollo. No, she disrespected Phaedra. No, Apollo disrespected Phaedra. Was Kenya flirting with Apollo? Maybe so. She ain't doing no worse than what Nene did with Peter. And I'm quiet as it's kept. I don't want to hear shit. I don't want to hear shit about no two-time convicted felon. Nothing. Okay? I saw somebody put the other night online. Yeah, and I still think she slept with Apollo. Apollo lying about like he wasn't telling the truth. Y'all want Kenya to be a host so bad. This nigga done came out and said, I lied. She didn't send me no text messages. She wasn't trying to hook up with me. And even with that being said, y'all still believe this nigga. Just dumb. I'm done. I think that's all I got to say. Bitch, I was about to end this video, bitch. I was getting tired. All right, y'all. I need to. It's another video I gotta make. Oh, girl. I know what video I gotta make. All right, y'all. I'm about to upload this, and I will talk to you. Let me make sure I got everything. All right. I think that's everything. If it's not, then I'll just probably add it into another video. All right, y'all. Bye. Hold up. All right, I think that's it. All right, bye, y'all.